Hello students, I am Dr. K. Sarojini Chakravarti, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Botany, Government Degree College, Khairatabad, Hyderabad. In today's class, we are going to learn about two topics. One is Ronquier's life forms and biological spectrum. Now we'll see what is Ronquier's life forms. The climate determines the types of plants that can exist in each region of vegetation, and it is referred to as physiognomy. It constitutes general stature, shape, and life forms of the species comprising the vegetation, and actually the classification of vegetation types that has been done on the basis of physiognomy. Swedish ecologist Ronquier in the year 1935, he has adopted a life form method which was based on morphological and physiological characteristics. What is a life form? A life form is the sum of the adaptation of the plant to that particular climate. The main concept of his classification was the adaptability of plants to adverse conditions. According to him, the superficial soil embryogeny relationship revealed that the birds would be in dormancy during adverse conditions and they are highly active during favorable periods. This prompted him to concentrate on the importance of buds and shoot apex and worked on the protective mechanism of these organs. He considered that with the unfavorable environmental condition which exerts a major control over the growth form, and he stressed the significance of the adaptations of the buds and shoot tips, that is shoot apexes, for overcoming adverse temperatures and survival in drought conditions. So Ronquier employed three guiding rules in the selection of life form characteristics. The first one is the character must be structural and essential and must represent important morphological adaptations. Second one, the characters must be sufficiently clear so that one can easily see in nature. Third one, all the life forms employed must be of such nature as could constitute a homologous system and represent a single point of view or aspect of plants and thus enable a comparative statistical treatment of flora of different communities. Plants survive during unfavorable conditions in the form of perinating organs like seeds, vegetative buds, rhizomes, tubers, etc. So, on the basis of these perinating buds in the plant and the degree of protection afforded to them during these adverse conditions, he recognized life form groups. Okay, and there are five. The first one is phanerophytes, second one is hemiophytes, third one is hemicryptophytes, fourth one is cryptophytes, and last is therophytes. First one is phanerophytes. In these, the perinating buds are located on the twigs and branches and are exposed to the atmosphere during unfavorable conditions or unfavorable periods. Plants are mostly woody trees and shrubs. Some are lianas, epiphytes, and some are large perennial herbs can be described under this group. According to their height, phanerophytes are divided into the following classes. The first one is megaphanerophytes. Here the perennial parts including birds are more than 30 meters in height. Second one is mesophanerophytes. They are between 8 and 30 meters height. Third one is microphanerophytes where the perinating birds are between 2 and 8 meters height. Fourth one is nanophanerophytes where the perinating birds are under 2 meters and over 20 centimeters tall. Second type of life form is chemophytes. Here birds and shoot apexes or apices are situated on shoots that lie on or near the ground surface. Plants of this class are less than 25 centimeters in height, but their perinating buds are found above the soil surface. During the unfavorable seasons, the buds are protected by the dead fallen leaves, and on higher altitude they are protected by snow. So example of these chemiphytes are Rhamnus, Thymus, Trifolium, etc. Chemiphytes are divided into different classes. First one is subfruticose chemiphytes. Here buds are protected by dead plant remains. Examples of families belonging to Caryophyllaceae, Labiatae, and Leguminosae. Second one is passive chemiphytes. Here shoots lie on the ground surface. Examples are Saxifraga, Polygonum, and Sedum, etc. Third one is active chemiphytes. Here the buds lie on the ground and are protected by snow under the unfavorable conditions. Example, Vinca. Last one is cushion chemiphytes. Here they represent transition stage from chemiphytes to hemicryptophytes. In this, the shoots are closely packed. Example, Azorella. Third life form is hemicryptophytes. They are found on the soil surface, and buds and shoots are protected by soil and dead leaves. They are herbaceous and spread on the surface horizontally as runners. The group is divided into proto-hemicryptophytes, partial rosette plants, and rosette plants. Majority of biennial and perennial herbs in cold and temperate regions belongs to this category. That's why here they are covered by snow or litter during unfavorable periods. Fourth one is cryptophytes. In this group, the buds and shoots of plants are underground. Reserve food material is stored in the subterranean. Reserve food material is stored in the subterranean perinating organs. The perinating organs of these plants are well protected under water or soil. These include hydrophytes, halophytes. Majority of this group are herbs, and during favorable season, underground parts send up aerial shoots which quickly flower and complete their life cycle within a short period. This class or this life form is divided into following categories: geophytes, halophytes, and hydrophytes. Geophytes, they are land plants with subterranean perinating bodies. There are following types: rhizome, stem tuber, bulb, root tuber, root, etc. Next is halophytes. These are the plants of undersaturated soil or water saturated soil. The leaves and flowers emerge above the ground, but the rhizomes are subterranean. Last is hydrophytes. They are water plants, example Eichhornia, Nelumbium, etc. Last life form of rhonchiers is therophytes. This group, it includes those annual summer plants which survive under unfavorable seasons in the form of seeds. In summer, all the parts of plants die except seeds and fruits. Thus, the perinating bud is actually the embryo of the seed. These are mostly annual herbs found in deserts. So these are the 5 life forms of rhonchiers, starting with phanerophytes, chemiphytes, hemicryptophytes, cryptophytes, and therophytes, where the perinating organs of birds, they are survived under unfavorable conditions in different climatic conditions. Every plant undergoes some changes in accordance to the environment in which it is living. Every plant fits in one form of the life form types. And now we'll deal about biological spectrum or phytoclimatic spectrum. How bronchious life forms are related to this? Because the array of percentages of life form classes of a flora of any area composing any floristic community is called biological spectrum or phytoclimatic spectrum. So life forms are related to environment. Hence, biological spectrum is a direct indicator of environment and may be called phytoclimatic spectrum. High percentage of therophytes in a floristic community indicates hot or cold and dry weather or desert climate. Higher number of chemiphytes and hemicryptophytes indicates cold to extremely cold weather. So, life forms are directly related to environment. Nothing but life forms are directly related to biological spectrum or phytoclimatic spectrum. Since each life form class is related to the environment, the biological spectrum is direct indicator of its environment. In biological spectrum, the life form classes are represented by their percentages. Ronquio prepared a normal spectrum based on sampling of world flora using 1000 entities. The normal spectrum provides a baseline from which the departure of percentages of any class in any given flora can be ascertained. So this is the normal spectrum given by Ronquius, where phanerophytes are 46%, chemiphytes are 9%, hemicryptophytes are 26%, cryptophytes are 6%, and therophytes are 13%. The percentage of phanerophytes in different floras ranges from 0 to over 74% in the tropical rainforest. The higher percentage of phanerophytes is indicative of phanerophytic climate. The higher percentage of therophytes indicates therophytic climate, that is desert climate. Higher percentage of chemiphytes indicates an extremely cold climate. So the biological spectra of different areas differ from one another and there is no baseline for comparison. There are certain limitations to usefulness of biological spectrum as are indicative of climatic condition because at certain places it does not indicate the environmental conditions. For example, therophytes are abundant in Indo-Gangetic plains, whereas phanerophytic vegetation should actually be dominant. So that's why biological spectrum as an indicator of the climate is limited. It could be due to biotic disturbances that play an important role in determining biological spectrum of that area. So biological spectrum, it varies from place to place and no two biological spectra are similar. So the usefulness of this biological spectrum as an indicator of the climate is limited. So therefore the biological spectrum is not the direct indicator of the nature of climate prevailing in a particular region. As you know, there is a differences as it is a change in the biotic community which play an important role in determining the biological spectrum of that area. So in this class we have learned what are Ronquius life forms. There are different five types are there. And we have seen what is a biological spectrum or a phytoclimatic spectrum in detail. In the next class, we'll deal with another topic.